All right, y'all, so we just finished up all the awesome training. Now I want to show you our equipment. What do we got, right? So we're going to talk to you guys about our pistols, and we're going to talk to you about our holsters, because that's what you're probably most excited about, and that's what we used all day long, right? So I'll go ahead and start us off. So I am currently carrying a Glock 19 Gen 5, nice and stock. Let's just go ahead and whip that whole bad boy out with the holster. So we're also running the Ford custom holsters. We're really, really excited to be working with their equipment. It's been fantastic. I really love their clips right here on the holster. These teeth catch on the back of the belt, and it's really, really nice, stays extremely secure. That was my first time sprinting a couple hundred yards in that scenario earlier with it, and it went really well. Holster didn't fly off, pistol didn't fly out, all that kind of stuff. So it secures it very nicely, and it looks cool, right? Frickin' tiger stripe. Another little note on the holster is this little paddle right here helps hug it into your body a bit. If it wasn't there, the pistol grip might stick out like this. Still does a little bit, depends on how big of a pistol you've got. You got to think about that in your mags, but it does help push it in. Another thing me and Isaac were talking about with Ford holsters is how simple they are. It's not a freaking massive thing that you got like 3 extra mags on. I guess nobody really does that. They all do 1 extra mag and it's all this stuff. I used to have those and just became a pain. Why I like this is I can position it here, I can go 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever I want, depending on my wardrobe, and it's gonna work, right? Also, they've got the mag carrier, which I'll talk about here in a sec, which is nice to sometimes have. Like we talked about in the scenarios earlier, it's usually a good idea, but maybe your situation doesn't require you, or it's not a good idea to have an extra mag, or it's too much bulk, whatever. It's nice to have the option. I like it, and I've got 2 extra ones actually. So if I wanted to go like a full battle loadout from EDC, I could have 2 extra mags if I really, really wanted to. All right, let's whip that bad boy off. There it goes, downrange.
Downrange.
All right, so we're nice and clear, all that kind of stuff. So I got a Glock 19 Gen 5. Ooh, wow, look at this thing. This thing's crazy, right? No, it's not that crazy. We'll go ahead and maintain good muzzle awareness, show the other side. I've had this for a couple years now, tried and true. It runs no matter what. Stock internals, stock trigger, all stock, except for this one thing that we just started running, and I got a lot of reps in with it today. I'm really happy with it, and that is the North Forest Arms iron sights. So I saw these on a YouTuber's channel. You guys probably saw him comment his channel down below. Really funny guy. He was shooting out to 200 yards with this thing, and he was up close fast getting after it, and I was like, I'm gonna try it out, because in the past I've had stock Glock sights and Ameriglows. They're great. The whole thing with these sights is this little peep sight in the rear. So essentially, if you're trying to do really fast up close shooting, which we just did, you line up your front sight with your rear peep sight and you send it. So it's a level of accountability that depends on your distance, right? Now, if you want to be really precise, you've got your front blade is nice and narrow on that front sight, and you've got your rear sight. You put the front sight in that little notch and you send it, and we did that with the Dick and drill to 40 after stress and before stress, and we nailed the target, no problem. So that's pretty cool too. Why rock iron sights? I'm not gonna say it's any better or worse than a red dot. For some drills, I've actually seen a red dot can be better and faster and more accurate, but I'm going back to irons for a while because they're tried and true. They do fail though. We talked about that in our irons versus red dot video. These can fail, these can shift, the front sight can fall out, the rear sight can fall out. We've all seen that kind of stuff. So just like your red dot glass can break, your battery can die, the iron sights can fail too. But I'd say probably a little less likely if you apply them correctly. All right, so the only thing that we're gonna get to talk about in this bad boy is the Surefire X300. So I really like this weapon mounted light. It is the Surefire Turbo. So it's very, very high powered. Do we know the exact lumens of it? Will, he's our light guy.
I think around 1,000 or so.
Around 1,000 or so, a lot. But the best part about this is, I like it, is the beam on it, the light beam is very, very, very tight. So I've lit up vehicles out here, engaging them out to 200 yards with the Surefire Turbo, which is pretty impressive in my opinion, with a rifle, not with a pistol. But another reason why I like the Turbo is I can actually use it as an aiming device. So we'll have another video, you guys can tune into that, where we'll do some low light training. I've done it where I could just simply put my beam center on the target easily out to 15 yards and nail right where I'm aiming. because my sight picture and the beam of this light, it's very tight and they line up perfectly. So I like that a lot. Another reason, I actually got this from Dave at the gun shop. A couple of years ago, one of our buddies, Dave, brought this up to me. I think it's a really good point to some extent. This is nice to have in front of the barrel because, make sure we're all nice and clear, if I ever were to get into some sort of close quarter scenario like these gentlemen were in, and I couldn't get away, and you had to stick this into somebody, and you did, and you get this scenario right here, you're not gonna be able to go bang. Now I know it's extremely rare, and I don't think it's probably ever gonna happen to me, thankfully. But if it were to, at least you could stick this against something, put pressure on it, and you're gonna have that solid inch or two of offset. Now, I don't think it's the reason why you should only buy this light, but I thought it was a cool point that Dave brought up one day. I'm like, I guess it does make sense. If there's no more space, this will help create space for you. And kind of like Will might talk about, you might be able to beat somebody up with it.
Yeah.
That would hurt. That would hurt.
Feel good. It would not feel
exactly. But yeah, the Glock 19 Gen 5, I think Glock's the tried and true. I would highly recommend them. They've worked amazing for me over the last 10, 15 years, and that's what I recommend. So, going past the pistol, let's go ahead and chat about the magazines real quick. So again, Ford custom holster mag carrier, love it. There might be some really cool ones of these coming out pretty soon. Stay tuned for that. Works great. It's got those teeth, and you know we like some good strong teeth on this channel. Yeah.
Buddy.
Magazines, last thing. Depending on what wardrobe I'm in, if I'm in this, just a t-shirt, a nice medium tactical cowboy tee, damn. That looks good.
That's hot.
Damn, that's what you want, right? That's what you want. We got a restock coming in soon. Stay tuned for that. If I'm rocking just this t-shirt, I'll probably rock the 15 round mag inside the 19, so I don't have any extra sticking out too crazy. Totally depends on what I'm wearing though. Then I like to go with this bad boy, get an extra 19 or 20 on the reload mag, and then I'll have one of these stick mags in the truck, in my bag, whatever it may be. Because, hey, what if we had that scenario earlier and I had to reload and it still wasn't enough, right? Well, now what? I guess I'm not carrying the stick mag on me, even though it does feel nice in my back pocket. Makes it feel nice and secure. Yeah. Either way, as long as I'm not carrying it on me, I can still get to it in some sort of crazy emergency. So that would mean I'm going to be carrying about, what, 20, 35 rounds? That's pretty cool. Then add an extra 24 onto that. So we're looking at about 60 rounds, and that might get me through something pretty crazy. But hey, more ammo is always better. So anything else you guys think I should note on about this setup? Very simple setup, very simple setup.
That's
Nope.
solid. That's
Yep.
solid.
Oh, with the ammo. Maybe
Yeah,
the ammo.
I'll cover ammo.
Yep. Me and Will carry the same ammo. Spear Gold Dot. Moves fast, hits hard like he's probably going to get into.
Yep.
It's kind of the tried and true Spear Gold Dot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Solid ammo.
All right, so that's my gun. That's my holster. Highly recommend it. Ford holster, Glock 19, get it. Go for it.
All right. So I am slightly different in more ways than one. But the same in the fact that I carry a Glock. I've carried CZ, SIG, Walther, a Springfield at one point. Don't come for me. But I keep coming back to Glock. I shoot it the best. It feels the best in my hand no matter what I do. It works. And there's a reason that multiple professional agencies around the world use it too. So, get into that real quick. I will face up range. Okay, nice and clear. Mine's a little bit bigger than Devin's. I'm running the 34. That being said, there's nothing to compensate for. It's just a little bigger, little extra securedness. Feels better. Anyway, I genuinely like the way it shoots. It conceals well for me. Most of the time, you're going to be worried about grip length for printing, not barrel length, but that's neither here nor there. Make your choice accordingly. However you choose, whatever you choose to carry, this works for me. Now, I'm choosing to go red dot. Going kind of off rails a little bit, like Devin said, irons can fail. That's where my front sight went. It went to Narnia somewhere. I don't know where it went, but that's the reason it's not on there. I'm sure if I didn't address that, it'll be in the comments. So, but But yeah, I've been running the Delta Point Pro for about a year and a half now, maybe a little longer than that. Solid dot. Battery life's a little bit short on it, but it's not terrible. I mean, if you change it every 6 months to a year, you're going to be solid. Not a problem. I do have Shrek hands, so I had to do a little bit of custom work here. I added one of the beaver tails and then added a little bit of extra stuff to it. Some steel stick JB weld just to kind of keep my hand down so I don't get super amounts of slide bite. It's not a fun time, but it is what it is. Customize them to you guys. I mean, just because one gun fits somebody's hand good doesn't mean it's going to fit your hand just as well. So customize it, get it right. I threw a stipple job on there myself. I mean, it might look like a garage job, but it fits, it works, and it feels nice. Goes and bites into my hand really well. As far as flashlight, I am running TLR1 clone by a company called Goonbeam. They started up in 2022, and basically what they do is take the light or light body. I don't know if it's a specific TLR1 or if it's a TLR1 clone that they find and take, but they gut it out, put all new internals in it, make it run on dual fuel, so you can run rechargeables or regular CR123s. Works great. Has a super high candela, super tight beam pattern, similar to the X300 Turbo, but not quite that performance, but still super solid for if you're trying to spend more money on ammo and training. This won't break the bank. If you can afford the Surefire, go for it. Super solid light, bomb proof. It's stood the test of time. But if you're more concerned about training early on in your shooting career, we'll say, or trying to get rounds downrange, no matter what skill level you're at, spend the money on ammo. If you want to get a light, the Streamlight or this Goonbeam, I've always thought the name was a little bit funny of the company, but it is what it is. That's what they named it, and they produce a pretty good product, so I'll rep them. So that is my daily carry as far as Glock goes. My holster, a little bit bigger guy, a little bit bigger than Devin, maybe a pound or two more. But I can't run the appendix quite yet, working on that because it is faster. So I am currently running the Filster Floodlight Pro because it runs off of the light itself. The retention runs off the light itself. As you can see right here, it adjusts on the slide side so you can go multiple different guns. I've fit all those guns that I mentioned earlier into this specific holster. Great company as far as customer service goes as well. I haven't had any issues with them. They've got the nice strong steel teeth, just like Devin's Ford. And me personally, now that I have finally decided on a gun that I'm going to stick with, that being Glocks, I will get a Ford Customs just because I want a dedicated one. This is great if you have a bunch of different guns that you want to try out or you like to rotate through. Great holster for that. But as far as having a dedicated holster for a specific gun, I find that's a little bit better. So I will be changing up to one of those very soon. And then as far as mags, more ammo is gooder, as they say. So I have been running these Warren extended base plates. I really like them. They don't break the bank and they perform really well. They're aluminum. They're great. This one I've got +2 in, so I've got 19 in the mag, +1 in the chamber. That's 20 in the gun, and then I've got an extra 22 because this one's a +5. So I've got 42. Is that right? Yeah, look at me, math. High school math. So 42 rounds on me, and then I do like, as far as mag extensions go, where is it at? I do like these Ghost Ink polymer ones too. I've got them on my range day mags, but I wouldn't be opposed to loading one up with defense ammo and keeping spare in the truck, in the bag, somewhere accessible, just in case. I mean, I'd rather have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. So those have been working great, and those definitely don't break the bank. I think those come in just under 20 bucks per with the spring and +6, so fitting a lot of rounds in that mag. And then like Devin said, as far as carry ammo, Spear Gold Dot works really well. It's, how'd you word it, the gold standard for Gold Dot. 124 grain plus Ps, they move fast, they hit hard, and they do their job. So that's my basic rundown of my everyday carry setup. Go ahead, Isaac.
All right.
Get after
That's pretty good. That's pretty good setup. I have something kind of similar to everyone else as well. Let's start off with the mags, since we were kind of just talking about that. The mags that I trust and use is the stock mags with the normal base plates. Why? Is because I do not want to have to worry about having an extended base plate from, you know, either, because it has happened to me on range days, thank goodness, but from Terran Tactical, from other places where it ends up failing. And how it fails, you can research that. But I definitely load these guys up and trust these while I walk around with them every day. Now, for the first one is the normal standard 17 round mag. That definitely sits inside the gun. And then I'm definitely using something similar to Devin's, which is that 10 one over there that has 19 plus round, or 19 rounds. And that one I definitely have as my backup. Now moving on from there, I'm gonna take this bad boy straight out with the holster as well. Boom! I am using the exact same one as Devin. I'm using the Ford Customs holster. Theirs is solid. I can't say any more, like, so much good things enough from them. Their stuff is really damn good. Why? It's just really simple. It really is. It comes down to all of that with the ride height, having a good purchase, and it sits very well within the hand. When you want to actually do it, going through your draw and going through your draw process and presenting as well. Also, if you it takes the options of having the slide cut where you can have, the optic cut where you can run an optic if that's your choice. And same thing with your threaded barrel and or compensator, and also with the light as well. So I mean, everything that comes towards the draw process, I really enjoy it just because it's very simplified and consistent, where I can get a good draw and solid purchase on the gun with a very good grip. Yeah, because good grip equals good success. Now, moving on to the gun. We are clear. What I'm using is Glock 45. This guy has been my gun ever since 2019. That's really when I started hard into shooting. My wife bought me this present, and I've loved it ever since. You can see all of the wear that's been going on through this gun because I use it very aggressively. So therefore I put a lot of time into this gun. The only thing I have changed out of this gun is one thing, just the trigger. The trigger is from Timney. They're a 3.5 pound trigger. I'll kind of start and give you that little pull right here. This is how much take up you'll be giving, and that's your break. Versus a stock locks or stock triggers from Glock is good. You should definitely practice with it. But if you're ready to go to the next step, go and hit another aftermarket trigger. Will was definitely talking about that. I also have one as well. Now moving on, I have the Streamlight TLR HL. This one is good because it floods a lot inside the room, especially if you would be in a dark environment, low light like your home or a restaurant, and all the lights all of a sudden go out and there's a threat and you actually have to identify the threat. This gives 1,000 lumens that definitely floods the entire room. Very reliable. I trust them with my life. Same thing with Trijicon. Moving on. So them, very reliable, super robust, and durability. I can't say enough about these guys. They have the best durability on the market, I would say. And also this new one, the RCR, Trijicon RCR. This one has a enclosed emitter, so no debris can get to where the red dot is actually portraying. And that's pretty much it towards my gun. Stock sights. Should I have backup iron sights? That's your decision. I think it's too much going on inside the window. I just like to have a window where it shows me the red dot, and that's about it. Other than that, this is what I have been using ever since 2019, and it's been doing me wonders. So moving on with EDC and moving with our guns, definitely something that everyone should be wearing. I'm a big advocate of performing on demand. I mean, shucks, if you got to perform, definitely take these skills out to the range, practice with it, and definitely get proficient with it. Devin, you got any more things to add with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna add one more shout out to Ford holsters. So again, like Isaac said, we've used a ton of holsters. I've used a ton of different brands, probably about 5 or 6 different appendix carry holsters, and this has been the best one, really, because the simplicity and the ride height. So like Isaac was talking about that ride height. If you guys see right here, I can go ahead, present my hand to the pistol, and I've got plenty of space to get into that pistol grip. Plenty of space. I actually like to, when I draw, come in at a slight angle and meet that trigger guard. I know I've got a nice high and tight purchase. Not straight from the side, but at that angle, down and over. And the Ford just gives me all that nice space to be able to get it. So really, really happy with their holsters. We'd highly recommend them and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I guess that concludes the EDC video, right? So number one thing you need to worry about is putting yourself in some scenario-based training. I'd highly recommend it. We do a ton of it. Other people probably do it out there. Look them up. It's very, very, very different than shooting a target. Now, we did target shooting after that, but we did the scenario-based training first to see, okay, what do we really need to be testing here? What we found was marksmanship at distance and staying focused. Then we added in some physical stress with that dick and drill with the run. Then we did point shooting, multiple targets, trying to react to a direction in which you should move, trying to get away, trying to create angles, whatever. And then if you're in a certain range, you can use that natural point of aim and send it. If you need to get on that sight picture for just a moment on the move, you got to do that. But either way, actually have a plan in what you're doing with your EDC stuff. You know, it's not worth it just to go out and buy things. All this stuff that we've bought, it's not going to help us if we don't go train.
I can't say that enough. We train a lot. We train a lot, and we definitely put ourselves through a higher standard, so that way when we have time, when it comes time for us to perform, we can perform at a good level, and not just that level of kind of down here. We definitely train ourselves to be up here. So that's why I'm really big bias on Tactical Cowboy. Definitely sign up for our courses so you can get better.
Yeah, for sure. Also, if you'd like to support the team, we got some new hats. Oh my gosh, that thing is beautiful.
What?
It is a Richardson 112 with a nice, beautiful leather patch and Tactical Cowboy written on it, just like on the t-shirt right here. Oh my gosh. We got the No BS training t-shirts. These are freaking awesome. All that kind of stuff. Braden's got the patches down there. You've probably seen that on some Instagram posts. Yeah. Oh, and then finally, the water bottle. If you're not staying hydrated, you're gonna die. Yeah, straight up, you actually would.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would.
So stay hydrated and look cool doing it. So that's all we got for you guys. Get out and train. Tag us in all your videos. When you go out and train, do your EDC stuff, tag Tactical Cowboy 01, Tactical Cowboy Official, Hawaiian Shooter, Tank X89. Yeah, tag us on Instagram. We want to see you training. Want to bring you to the family. So thank you guys.
One last thing. Show them teeth real quick.
We're going to get you. Drop a comment. Thank you.